Hello everyone, Sheila back again, second time today. Just come back on a little video today there just to show you what I've been doing actually. My other video was just a happy meal. But anyway, I'm doing a little bit of this rosebud cardigan. I haven't done much of this the last couple of days working on my knitting pattern and that, but anyway, I've gotten that much done on that. But earlier I was working on this one, which I'll do in the afternoon, probably over night time as well. But I had gotten, quite a bit done, and I was knitting away this afternoon and I was itching like something not right, and I thought, well, I'm wearing the gloves. I had the gloves on, but I couldn't wear them for very long because it's too warm today for a pair of gloves on. But I did some, but I was still itching and I couldn't understand why. I suddenly realised I'm sitting here with a pair of shorts on, and because this is longer, it was resting on my legs, on the top part of my legs, on my bare legs. And then when I'm knitting it, it's getting... the needle is resting on my arm like that when I'm knitting. And it's because my arm's bare as well. I suddenly realised I'm going to leave this till tonight, and I'll put some cloth or something over my knees and I'll put a cardigan on. So it was only itching, it wasn't bad. It's usually, if it's pure wool, I get little red blotches all over. But with this just having a small amount of wool in it, was just making me itchy. But I think maybe if I have to knit during the day, I think I might have to put it on circular needles, and then I can just put something over my knee, but rest with them like that, the needles on my knee again, rest. And then it'll just be resting on my knee instead of on my arm, because the long needle does tend to rest on my arm like that. But anyway, that's how far I've got with that. I've got up to, there was a part in the pattern I told you, the cables. You had to leave 2 cables at the, so you got so far up like that, and you were crossing the cables in the centre, but you were leaving these ones to make the jump, the cardigan wider, so these weren't crossed over at the start, and 2 at the end of the pattern as well, like that. And then I have to just keep knitting straight. This is the one without any shaping on the up to the shoulders. It's just straight all the way up. And it looks very narrow when you look at it, but it does stretch. You can pull it out and it does stretch. But anyway, that's enough of that one, because I'm not going to do any more of that one till tonight when it's a little bit cooler. I have my windows open and everything, but it's just too warm for to wear those gloves. And just picking it up with my hands, I can feel the itch starting on my hands. It's not as bad as 100% pure wool, but I started knitting this one instead, so I thought I need to do this one because the ladies paid me for this one anyway, so I need to get this one started. And the other ones that I've been paid for, some ladies ones that I have been paid for, that I need to get started. But I did this. This is the unfold it. This is the phone pouch that I'm doing for Pat. Find where that, so I don't pull the stitches out. So it'll be done, folded like that, and then folded down at the top when I put the lining in. So I haven't got much more to do for that. I think it measures about 3.5 inches at the moment. I'm doing it until it measures about 4, just over 4 inches. This is 3.25 inches. Till it measures about 4.25 inches, and then I'll do the white all the way around, or the cream. It's cream, I think I'm doing all the way around it before I put the lining inside. So that one's coming on for Pat. So if you're watching Pat, that'll not be long before I can send that to you. And I'll wrap that around this ball and put the hook in so I don't lose it. So that's how much I've done of that one. And I have another pattern which I only need to do, I think I've only got one size to do on it, to do another pattern. And this is it doesn't matter which side you put it on, it's the same on both sides. It's a reversible one, this one. You can have it on either that side or that side. There's reversible. So this is the 2x4. I already have one basket stitch one up, but it's the 4x4. This is the 2x4 one. So I just need to finish, this is a 24-inch I'm doing. So I just need to finish this side and I'll be able to work out another pattern. I have quite a lot in my book where I maybe only need to do 1 or 2 sizes to finish them off, but it's finding time to do those sizes. But anyway, I decided to do that one be for a little girl because it's a pink. It's more of a peachy pink. It looks like a pink on there, but it's not. It's a peachy pink. This is the Hayfield bonus, I think this one is. Probably one of the balls I think that Derek had sent to me. So I'm putting that down and doing a little bit of this while I'm talking, because I had a message on my YouTube today telling me that it's my channel's birthday. Didn't realise until I looked at it and oh yes, it was July, 5 years ago when I started my first channel on YouTube. But I have been on YouTube since 2014. I think that was the when my husband passed away. Just out of a little boredom, and when you're used to having somebody at home with you all the time, because he was retired by that time. He was about 68 when he passed, my husband. But you're used to having somebody there all the time, and then it's rather boring, when you're by yourself all the time. So that was how I come to start on to looking on YouTube at first to see what there was, to look for. And it was a few years later before I started doing the videos and thought I'd see whether anybody liked what I was knitting and that. And it took about 2 years for me to get monetized on it. And it was because of a lady called Alison Russell, who you probably know, some of you probably know of her. She does crochet and a lot of crochet and that on her channel. And she was the lady that gave me a shout out that started the ball rolling on my channel, that started getting all the subscribers onto my channel. So it's the 5th birthday. I think it was the very first video I put up, I think was July the 19th on 2019. And I never ever thought I'd be where I am today, earning the money I earn on YouTube every month. When I first started on YouTube, being a widow and only having my pension, I used to get help from the government to pay my rent and my council tax. But once I started earning a little bit money on YouTube, I lost that help. Of course, I declared what I was doing, because I had to go self-employed to HMRC and tell them how much money I was earning, and that stopped me getting any help with my rent because I was earning too much from just from YouTube alone. But over the 5 years, I did have to pay my rent and my council tax out of my own money, because I did have some money in the bank, and what I was earning on YouTube was going into the bank, and it put that amount I had in the bank over the limit for getting help. So I did end up having to pay my rent and my council tax out of my savings. And someone suggested I should demonetize my channel and still get my rent and that paid, but I thought I've got enough money to pay my rent, so that's just what I'm going to do. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I enjoy seeing how much money I actually make on YouTube. Just to give you a little insight why it's worth it. Last month I had about £714. That was a month's money coming from YouTube. So I am now earning enough on YouTube to actually pay my full month's rent and my full month's council tax. But it does go up and down. The more videos I put on, the more I get paid. And if I don't put videos on, each day it goes down and down and down until I start putting videos up again. That's the way it works. But like I said, I wasn't bothered. I just paid my rent myself out of my savings in the bank. But it's eventually come around where YouTube's actually paying my rent and my council tax now. So that is a good thing now. And I also had another message on YouTube telling me I have had 2 million views. I think the last message I got from them was when I had 1 million views. I've had 2 million views. Another message telling me that. So that's another good thing as well, when the views keep going up like that, because the more views you get, the more you get paid on YouTube. So that was just a little bit extra today to me to brag, really. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm bragging. I'm bragging that it's my channel's birthday, and I'm bragging that I've had 2 million views. But I'm going to do a little bit knitting. It's just after 5 o'clock now. I'll be getting something for my tea, and then hopefully if it cools down enough, I can pick up that green cardigan again. Because my hands are really sweating now, just knitting. And they were terrible when I had the gloves on. But my hands are getting hot and sticky, and I have been using, I've got just a little tub here full of talcum powder. And I just keep putting a little bit on my hands every so often to get rid of the stickiness. And so everything I'm knitting, if I sell anything to anybody, it's going to stink of talcum powder when you get it, mate. And I have given quite a lot of PDFs of my raindrop pattern, knitting pattern. So there's an awful lot of my subscribers are knitting or testing that pattern for me. So it shouldn't be long before, if there are any faults in it, where I can sort it out before I start selling it. And one lady did message me. It wasn't an actual fault, it was the way I had things worded about the needles on it, where she thought I had only said there was 325mm on the actual pattern. On one line, I have needles, 325mm circular needle for bands. And she didn't realise it was on the line above that where I actually had 325 and 4mm needles. She thought I hadn't included the 4mm needles, so I told her to look on the line above. But that made me realise I need to change that, so I can I'm going to change it. I have changed it on the thing that I make the notes on, where I write everything out on before I put it into a PDF. I have changed it on there. And I've put on, instead of just needles, 325mm circular, I've put 4 needles. It's 325 and 4mm needles and 325mm circular needles. So it's all in one row now. And there was another little bit that I found out myself. Nobody probably got up this far to find out anyway. And it's where I have written for the right front. You do the left front first. And then I have for the right front, I've got knit same as for left front, ending on a wrong side row. But I didn't tell you on that there where to knit it up to. But anyone reading it would know, because the next area I've got armhole and V-neck shaping. So I've changed that on the notes to knit same as for left front, up to armhole and V-neck shaping ending on the wrong side row. So that was something I noticed myself going through the pattern, because sometimes I'll just sit and I'll read through the pattern myself, just for things like that where I might not have explained anything properly. And if I see anything like that, I can change it before the final PDF is sorted for the sell and for the making the patterns, paper patterns, and for the sell the PDFs. Because the PDFs will be on Etsy as well as a paper pattern. If I could work out how to put PDFs on eBay, I would do that, but there's just nothing that explains. There is a way to do it, but there's nothing that explains how to do it. You have to put them on, but they go to a different place, to eBay, to get them. So I'm just leaving them as PDFs on Etsy at the moment. Anyway, that's me just doing a little bit knitting up until tea time, which is about now anyway. So anyway, that's a little bit extra today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.